Okay. Good evening, one and all. So today I am going to discuss about the topic called as a living bird, which is a NCERT biology 11th standard. So what are the characteristics of the living organisms and which is the defining property of the living organisms? Today we want to discuss about the topic. So let's start this topic called as the living bird. So what are the characteristics of the living organisms? So they show the property called as the growth. They show the property called as a reproduction. The next one is metabolism, and next one is consciousness, and next one is the interaction. So first let us begin with the topic called as the growth. The growth in the non-living organisms and the living organisms. In case of the non-living organisms, the growth we are calling it as extrinsic growth. The growth is called as the extrinsic growth in case of the non-living organisms. So for example, the mountains are there or any sand dune are there. The growth in case of mountains occurs because of the accumulation of the substances. Because of the accumulation of the substances, the growth will occur in the mountains or in the sand dunes. Okay. Or a large rock, for example, a large rock is there. The growth of the rock occurs because of the accumulation of the substances. So this type of growth in the non-living we are calling it as extrinsic growth. And in case of the living organisms, it may be the plants or animals. In case of the plants or animals, the growth is called as intrinsic growth. The growth is called as intrinsic growth. The growth taking place from inside. So how the growth is occurring? Because of the cell divisions. Cell differentiation. Increase in the mass. Or the increase in the number of the cells. We are calling it as a growth. The growth can be defined as increase in the mass or increase in the number of the cells. We are calling it as a growth. So for example, in case of the animals, the growth is limited. The growth is up to certain period in case of the animals. So up to certain period only the growth is occurring in the animals, whereas in case of the plants it is indefinite. Growth. In case of the plants, that is the growth is continuous. In case of the plants. Yeah. So we can say all the non-living objects and the living organisms, they show the growth. So that's why we can say the growth is not a defining property. Growth, we can say it is a non-defining property. It is a non-defining property. Then next one is reproduction. So reproduction in case of the non-living, the reproduction activity will not occur. Non-living reproduction not takes place. Reproduction not occurs in the non-living organisms. Whereas in case of the living organisms, the reproduction is of two types. In case of the living organisms, one we are calling it as asexual reproduction, and the other one is called as a sexual reproduction. So two types of reproduction activities occur in the living organisms. One is the asexual reproduction and the second one is called as a sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction means which is not involving the formation of gametes, which is not involving It is not involving formation of the gametes. Formation of gametes not takes place. The gamete formation not takes place. We are calling it as a asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is of different types. It may be the binary fission. It may be the budding, or it may be the budding, or it may be the regeneration. So mainly three types of asexual reproduction. One is the binary fission. Binary fission takes place in the organisms like the amoeba. The type of fission we are calling it as a binary fission. In case of the protozoans like amoeba, binary fission will take place. And budding takes place in case of the organisms like the hydra and the yeast. In hydra and yeast, the budding process will take place, and the regeneration, so it takes place in the organisms like the planarians. In the planarians, the organisms. In the planarians, the type of reproduction we are calling it as a regeneration. So, in the sexual reproduction, what is the meaning of sexual reproduction? Means the reproduction which is involving the formation of the gametes. So, in the sexual reproduction involves the formation of gametes. Sexual reproduction involves formation of the gametes. Involves the formation of gametes. That is the sexual reproduction. So, but the reproduction is not a defining property. We are saying the reproduction is also not a defining property. Why we are saying means there are some organisms like the mules. So how the mule is produced means it is the cross of the jack and male. It gives rise to the mule. So what is a jack means? The male donkey is called as a jack. When crossed with the female horse that is called as a male, it gives rise to the mule. Okay, but this mule will not reproduce again. And some of the honeybees, like the sterile honeybees, that is the worker honeybees. So one is a mule and next one is a sterile worker honeybees, and the unfertile couple, they cannot give rise to the offspring. So we can say this reproduction is not a defining property. This also we can write. The first one is growth, non-defining, and reproduction is also non-defining property. And the third character of the living organisms, that is a metabolism. In general, non-living objects, non-living things, they will not show any metabolic reactions, but the living organisms shows the metabolism. Living organisms shows the metabolism. So what is the metabolism? Metabolism is divided into two parts. One we are calling it as anabolism, and next one is called as catabolism. Metabolism is of two types. One is anabolism, the second one is called as catabolism. Okay? So anabolism involves the fusion of the molecules, whereas the two simpler molecules they unite to form a larger molecule, that is called as anabolism. In the catabolism, a larger particle is divided into two smaller particles. This is what is called as a catabolism. In general, the meaning of the metabolism is the sum total of all the chemical reactions. Metabolism can be defined as the sum total of all the chemical reactions, occurring in the body of the organisms. Is called as metabolism. Metabolism is defined as a sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in the body of the organism. We are calling it as a metabolism. But this metabolism can be takes place in the outside the body of the organisms in the test tubes, in the laboratory conditions also. In laboratory conditions also the metabolism can occur. In the laboratory conditions, in test tubes, in the test tubes, chemical reactions can occur. Chemical reactions can occur. So we cannot say that the metabolism as a, because the chemical reactions occurring in the test tubes, it may be the living or it may be the non-living. But the metabolic reactions which are occurring in the cells, the metabolic reactions occurring inside the cells, occurring in the cells, we are calling it as defining property. So it is a defining property. The metabolism activity is a defining property. So defining property means the metabolic activities which are taking place inside the cells, we are calling it as a defining property. So here we can write it is a defining property. Defining property. And next one is the consciousness. What is meant by the consciousness? Means the awareness. Consciousness means awareness. Every organism responds to its environment, whereas non-living objects, they do not respond. Consciousness means the awareness of the organism towards its surrounding or the environment. We are calling it as a consciousness. But the non-living organisms, they do not respond to the any environmental stimuli. Whereas the living organisms, they respond to the environmental stimuli, that is called as awareness. So even the human beings, they will respond. Human beings, they will respond to the environment. They will respond to the environment. You can say they are self-consciousness. Human beings, they are self-consciousness. Self-consciousness. So we can say the consciousness is also a defining property. Consciousness, we can also call it as a defining property of the organisms. It is a defining property of the organisms because they respond to the stimuli. They respond to the stimuli. The next one is, what is meant by the interaction means for example, you can take a tissue. So tissue means a group of cells. A tissue means a group of cells. These group of cells, they will respond. These group of cells as a whole, they form the tissue. The tissue will respond to the stimuli. This is what is called as interaction. Interaction between the cells, they form a certain function. This is also we can call it as a defining property of the organisms. Defining property of the organisms. Okay, thank you, Ananda. So this is a short topic which we are discussing about the defining and the non-defining characters. So altogether, what we can say, the growth is a non-defining property. Growth is a non-defining, reproduction is a non-defining, whereas the metabolism is a defining property, consciousness is a defining property, and the interaction is a defining property of the organisms. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you.